the feeling of feeling like I'm lost. So you just go day to day throughout life, and then certain days you literally just feel like completely lost. Like you have no idea what you're doing or even the purpose behind why you're doing what you're doing. It just becomes like a day where you end up questioning literally your whole existence. Practically a midlife crisis, if you want to call it. One thing that I realized is this tends to happen quite frequently, especially for me. So from like an early age, especially like 13, 14, early teen years, I would always find myself just randomly just deep in life and just wondering what's the meaning of it all or what's the purpose behind all of this. So what triggered this thought for me now is when I'm looking around people around me, right? Like, comparison is the thief of joy, but here's where it gets a bit technical. Like, not necessarily compare and feel envy or jealousy. What it more so is the fact that when I can see what other people have and see how outwardly happy they appear, it makes me feel like, why don't I feel like that? But regardless of how much I'm working towards those things, I still find these days where I just feel so lost, even with direction. Like, I have direction and I have purpose which I'm striving towards. But even with that being there, it doesn't feel like enough. It feels hollow. One thing that this really highlights sometimes though is when you're trying to lock in and build something bigger than you, what you'll often find is that you find yourself feeling lonely. But the difficulty here is you don't want to be lonely, but you want to be in solitude. So the difference between the two is when you're in solitude, you're focusing on the work that needs to be done, and you know that it is being done for the purpose and the direction. When you feel lonely, you start to feel nihilistic and cynical towards the world because it feels like everything you're doing, you can't stand behind the purpose of what it is you're doing. When I've been met with this feeling before, especially in my younger years, what I tend to do is just kind of just brush it off and pretend like it didn't exist. Or I just spend an entire day just overthinking, feeling anxious about something which I wasn't exactly sure how to deal with. Especially at that time, because at such a young age, you don't really know what your purpose or direction is, simply because you're just young, you're just living life as you should be. Like, you should just be having fun. I mean, just creating memories, right? So the reason why you can become very stuck with this feeling is because it feels very overwhelming. And it feels overwhelming in a way which will make you feel like cynical or nihilistic. So when I'm met with this feeling now, what I've come to realize is this is a feeling that everyone will feel at some point in time. And when they feel it, how you go about dealing with it will determine how often you feel it again. Because it's inevitable that you will feel it throughout life. It's bound to happen. So what I'm doing right now is everything I'm doing currently, I'm going to continue doing it and keep staying consistent and building on top of what I have. I'm not going to jump ship or abandon this ship simply because I don't feel like it is satiating this inner need for direction beyond the direction that I already have. So for example, what I tell myself is this is greater than me because I'm not doing this just for me. Yes, I plan on buying a house, buying a car, doing all those things. But here's the thing. Here's one thing that I recognize quite early on. I feel like a lot of people do understand this. All those things won't satiate that hole inside you. Like, that is going to always be there because it is not filled by materialistic possessions. What that is more so filled by is going to be you serving others around you. So whatever you create, as long as it's serving other people around you and it's helping them, it's going to be satiating in terms of the emotions, essentially just the love. This is my interpretation of this. So me buying a house, me buying a car, it's not going to make me feel whole, but me speaking my voice or my speaking my thoughts out loud so you guys can possibly relate and be like, it's not just me, because it's not comfortable speaking everything I'm thinking out loud, but I just do it because once I get my thoughts out, it's a much cleaner environment for me to operate with. What's been working for me so far in terms of dealing with this feeling of lost direction is the systems that I've built. So when you build systems around your goals, no matter how you're feeling or how bad your day is, as long as you execute those systems, you have the sense of just pride in yourself because you know you've done the bare minimum of what you need to do to keep making progress towards your goals. So today I did not feel like making a video or the usual growth diary style of video, and I didn't do it, but I'm still making a video speaking about my thoughts because that's something that I can do, and I'm definitely dropping this video today. That's just non-negotiable for me. And it becomes easier the more you do it, because the only way you can build something great, something bigger than you, something that, how do I say, something that will outlast me in myself, is staying consistent. Staying consistent and showing up even when I don't want to show up. That's all there really is to it. Like, yeah, I feel lost today, yesterday, any other day I can feel lost. It doesn't matter, because life is really just what you make of it. The purpose, the meaning behind life is what you give it. Like, I feel like the free will element of life was literally just to experience life exactly how you want to experience life. One thing that you can keep that grounds you is a quote. I'm not sure who it's by. It's a very well said quote. This too shall pass. Don't give up.